Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I am going to be talking through my thought process and explaining why I am making all of the decisions that I am making in a Game of World Tour in the finals. And this video is going to focus really on how to not get third-partied. So with the launch of Season 3 of the finals, Ranked was made to be Terminal Attack instead of Cash Out, which no one likes, basically. And the main reason for that, I think, is because, well, both Terminal Attack is more familiar to newer players, and because a lot of people were complaining about third-partying. So in this video, I'm going to talk about kind of things that you can do to decrease the likelihood of you getting third-partied. So, we're at Vault 2 here. I am light, you have another light and a heavy. I pop a sonar grenade. This is after the nerf. To the sonar grenades and the LH1. All of this gameplay is after the nerf, so sometimes the sonar grenades don't hit. But that's okay. LH1 nerf made sense. I was actually really liking the sonar grenades, but hey, I guess it makes sense to nerf it. So I don't know where the enemies are here. My sonar grenades don't really hit anyone, so I just decide, okay, I'm gonna go play the objective then. Because once the vault is open, there's not much point staying around that fight anymore. Like, if you get all the kills, you only get 600 cash, right? So you might as well just go put the vault into the cash out, which gives you 2,000 cash. That makes a lot more sense. And if we had died there, we were just out of the game for a good bit. So what you're going to see me do here, and how you're going to want to stop third partying, and you can do this in a lot of your games, is go to the vault, open the vault, and instead of chasing kills around that area, just bring the vault to the cash out. Now, I haven't put this in because the other vault hasn't gone in yet. I wait for that to go in and then put mine in. The other one was put in first, so people are going to be... So, like, what I'm doing here is I waited to put it in, because if I put mine in first, people would instantly go to ours, and everyone with third party at it, everyone that was smart, would go to ours first, and then if Cash Out A went in like a quarter of the timer afterwards, everyone would have third partied at the other Cash Out after B was done. So I waited for them to both go in at a similar time, because now if everyone in the lobby is smart, which is just kind of RNG, there's going to be two teams at each cash out. One team defending and one team attacking at each of the cash outs. If I put that vault in straight away, the likelihood of 3 teams coming to this cash out was going to be much, much higher. So that's, you always want to try and put the vault in at as similar a time as you can. That's always going to be extraordinarily beneficial. So, popping sonar grenades here, I'm going to get a nice pick on that medium. I really thought I hit that person, but I think it actually goes in between their legs. I get them super low though, and then I dash into a mine. The joys of using the evasive dash on a light is sometimes you just go into a mine. I didn't actually see it. And then we do get Team White. So, what's going to happen is we're going to go back to Cash Out B, and we're going to have one last final try at getting that. We actually decide we're going to go to Cash Out A here because it does have a little bit more time on it and it is closer. So we're just going to go for this. I'm probably going to pop some sonar grenades, but I'm not though. I probably should have. Teammates popping them. Maybe that's why I'm not doing it right now, so I can kind of put them afterwards. So then when theirs runs out, I can pop mine. Teammate just goes for the steal here. They don't end up getting it. I was going to try and shoot that person. I should have been standing in front of them as they were stealing the cash out. That would have been a much better decision, because the bow can't really kill super quickly unless it's a light. So I definitely should have stood in front of that person. We don't end up getting that cash out. We are all alive though, and now we're going to start heading towards the next objective. Whenever this person is eliminated, I get the pick on that person, and there is a light as well. And I don't think I'm going to kill them. No, I'm going to die to them. Teammate's going to kill them. Then I'm going to get rezzed. That whole fight didn't have much of a point to it, but, you know, like, it would have been okay to go to the next vault, but also I already kind of abandoned my teammates at one point in this match to go to the objective, and you don't want to do that too much. Even though the objective is important, you don't want to, like, consistently abandon your teammates, because then they're going to end up using all of their coins, which isn't going to be beneficial for you either. So, go to the vault. Pop that open. It's okay to abandon your teammates, and maybe they'll die to a fight that doesn't really matter if you go open a vault sometimes, but you can't be doing that every fight, because otherwise you're going to waste a lot of time going back to revive them, or they're going to have to coin. And it's a bit of a waste of... You can just stay and fight and kind of help clean up the fight quickly, and then all go to the next vault together. So, this vault is open. I can see Vault 3 is a little bit behind, so I'm probably going to end up doing the same thing. And when you're in this situation, when you've opened the first vault, it's going to be better to go to the cash out that's further away. I've deliberately gone to the cash out that's further away here so that the other cash out can be put in at a similar time. So instead of going to cash out C there, I'm going to cash out D, rather. Also, if I did go to cash out C there, which was closer, the chances of both of the vaults being put into the same cash out would have been much, much higher, and then obviously everyone's going to third party at that because only one objective would be in. So I'm marking cash out D here. I have kind of abandoned my teammates yet again. I did have the vault, though I was marking it before they died, so my teammates just got caught up in some fight they didn't super need to get caught up in, but sometimes you also can't really escape fights. So again, I'm just waiting around here. I don't know what's happening with the other vault. I can't see it. But if cash out C is ever started, then I am also going to be putting this in. I see vault 3 is close to cash out C, so I get a little bit closer to cash out D here. It goes in, I put mine in. And now, if the other players are smart, like, another thing about this is the frequency of third partying is also because this game mode has never had a proper elo system. It's really unfortunate that we only get a proper elo system and proper skill-based matchmaking this season when Terminal Attack is the ranked game mode. It's really unfortunate we didn't have that for cash out. Because if we had it for cash out, a lot of people would have a lot more game sense. This is World Tour. I don't think there's any skill-based matchmaking, so anyone's just doing whatever. They see a cash out and they go, ooga booga, let's go to the cash out, let's get that cash, let's get the kills. They probably chase more kills as well. But another thing about this is it's very RNG if you're going to get third-partied or not. But I'm still going over what you can do to decrease the chances of it happening, right? But whatever you do, it is still going to be there because you're going to get opponents that don't think very much. So right now, I think, in fact, everyone's just at the other cash out. And that's the only team that's beneficial for is us. And it's not beneficial for any of those other teams at the other cash out because it gives them each like a 33% chance of getting it. But if they came here, they'd have a 50% chance of getting it, right? If you split up, if you take a 3v3, you got a 50% chance of winning that and getting the cash out. If you take a 3v3v3, that's a 33% chance. And if both of the vaults go into the same cash out, that's a 25% chance, right? So it would be beneficial for someone from the other team to come here. And so if we were defending cash out C right now, I would be saying, oh, well, the other cash out has been put in a similar time. They should be going over here. Or I would say we should go over there to cash out D because two teams are here, which means there's only one team at the other. So if you're ever on like the receiving end of a third party, maybe it's just going to be better for you to like disengage from that fight completely and go to the other cash out and take the 3v3. You're probably not going to end up doing that, but if you realize you're getting third partied and the fight's going on for quite some time, and you still have time to get over to the other cash out, you might as well just do that, only if they've been put in at a similar time, though. So you'll see literally no one comes to that fight there, and this is what I kind of mean when it's RNG. Everyone was just third-partying at that other cash out for that entire fight. So that's just a little bit unfortunate. There's not really a whole lot you can do about that if you're on the receiving end there. If you were defending that other cash out, probably wasn't going to go so well for you. And both of the cash outs were in at a pretty similar time. So that was like a really nonsensical place to be third partying, and it happened anyway. So whatever you do, it is going to happen, but there are things you can do to decrease the chances. And also, if this game mode had proper skill-based matchmaking, like if it was put back into ranked and it had proper skill-based matchmaking and a proper rank system, the amount of people at the like medium to higher levels that would third party would go down by loads, because people would actually think about what they're doing because they'd have more game sense, and they'd realize that it was also worse for them to engage in third partying. So that's just my little rant about that over. We are in second place right now, and we have 21,000 cash, and Salmon also has 21,000 cash, but they're a little bit ahead of us. I'm trying not to die here, because if I die, I'm worried my teammates will die as well, and if we get wiped, that's not good. If we get wiped and then someone else gets the cash out, we're not going to be in first place. So I'm kind of staying far away here. I've just realized that the time limit has expired on the other vault, so the only cash out in is the one that my teammates are at. We were in first place right now, though. So what I'm thinking is, if I don't fight at this, and Salmon gets it, that's going to be completely fine. And I saw purple was wiped, and I think pink was like at vault 5. So I'm just opening up the scoreboard, seeing who's alive. I'm seeing there's only one person left on pink, and now Salmon have got the cash out. So I'm like, oh, I don't really need to do anything here. All I need to do is, if that cash out starts getting stolen, I need to go and kill that person, but I don't need to do anything right now. So I try and pop a sonar grenade to see who's in there, because if I see like a pink or a purple in there, I'm thinking, oh, I'm probably going to have to get a little bit closer to go help out there. But as it stands, there's 10 seconds left in the game, no one's stealing the cash out, and we are in second place, meaning we're going to qualify. There's absolutely no reason to go and try and steal that cash out, because we're still going to qualify, and if I got wiped, that endangered us, and it meant that we might lose. So, now we are on to the second round, and we're just loading in. We're going to Vault 2, always go to the vault that's closer. I'm inspecting my bow because the bow is awesome, and also the LH1 isn't so fantastic anymore. It got nerfed earlier on today, or yesterday, I'm not sure. So, it's okay. Well, it's still pretty good, actually, if you can aim it. It's more in line with what it used to be. So, I'm just using the bow here because the bow's fun. Popping some sonar grenades, trying to see where everyone is. I missed the first shot, hit the second, hit the third, and then I get killed by someone else. Our light is going to die there using the throwing knives, which also got nerfed, actually. Now it's just our heavy. And what our heavy is going to do here is just wait to res. And that's a very, very underrated strategy. You'll see a lot of people just going to 3v1 someone for no reason, and you don't want to do that. Here they do kill someone because they kind of have to, because if they didn't kill them then they would have died, so that was good, but they're still focusing on resing, and if you res here it also means you don't have to coin. So this is very, very smart. They see the enemies, they don't instantly go to push, also very smart. They try and go under this, but they can't go under that because they're heavy, so they use a sledgehammer to break it open, and then that's not me actually, then our teammate is going to get rezzed. Then I'm probably going to get rezzed in a minute as well. But if you're ever the last one on your team, it's kind of your responsibility to not die and not get wiped and go res your teammates, or wait for them to be able to coin. You don't want to die, really. But if we did die there, this would have been the best place to die, because neither of the objectives have really been put in yet. We still would have had lots of time to get back into a fight that actually mattered. So the start of the fight, the start of the game is always the best time to die, but we don't even get wiped there. So I'm going to mark A here. No. I can't see the... I think it's... I'm going to mark the salmon cash out because it makes more sense to go to it. It was put in first, which means everyone's going to third party at the other cash out afterwards. And I'm saying that in the chat. I'm saying I want to go to B. It was put in first. People will third party at it afterwards. And then my teammates are like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Let's go to cash out B. So text chat's actually really kind of useful for this situation if you can just kind of like explain the reasoning for why you want to go to the cash out that's further away, which is kind of anti-intuitive. Then, is that the right word? I don't know. I don't know if I'll look it up afterwards and then I'll edit it if it's not the right word. But anyway, we're at this cash out now. You want to go to this one because it was put in first. Everyone's got a third party at the other cash out afterwards, so you got to go to this one first. Popping some sonar grenades. Pink is around the place. Gonna get a nice headshot on that light. A little bit lucky. I mean, I was just aiming at them. I didn't mean to headshot them, but I'll take a headshot where I can get it. And I'm shooting at pink here. I figured they would go around the other side of that thing. They didn't, though. I pop another sonar grenade just so I know who's around. Teammate is dead. And then our teammate is able to wipe pink. I don't think I actually realized that for a second, though, so I'm still a little bit wary of the enemies. Then I see my teammate's going to be stealing the cash out. If a teammate's stealing the cash out and the enemies are wiped, you can probably just go for the res. You're probably going to be alright. It's the turret that shot him there, so that's nothing to worry about. This hay bale thing is in my way, so I remove it. I try and mark this mine so that my teammates didn't go over it and accidentally die or anything, but it marked like way over somewhere else, which was just kind of interesting. And now we are going to get this cash out. So it's halfway into the game, and now we're just going to go to the next objective. So we popped open Vault 3, and we brought that to cash out D. The other cash out is almost in C, and again, I'm waiting for them to put in theirs so I can put in ours, and they both go in at a similar time to increase the likelihood that no third partying takes place. This is like a strategy that so many people don't do. Like, the chances are, if I don't have that vault, the vault just goes straight into the cash out, and now we've opened ourselves to like a very, very intuitive, that's the word I was thinking of, third party. So you just want to think a little bit sometimes about when you're putting in the vault into the cash out. Like, yes, it's good to put it in first, because if you put it in first and you lose the fight, you can like have a third party at the other cash out. But if you don't want to be third partied at all, which is kind of the point of this video, then you got to put the cash outs in at a similar time to one another. And now we do have one team coming here, probably not going to get third partied. One team is probably going to be at the other cash out. That's the entire point. So I don't actually see that person until now. I'm able to get a nice shot on them. Someone's stealing the cash out, and I don't think it was us or them. So, did we get third-partied? Did we get third-partied there? I don't know, we're about to find out. I was only damaged by salmon, so I'm not sure is my answer. Heavy throws a dome shield. Maybe they were just eating the cash out. They're going to try and eliminate these two lights here, but they're not going to do so well because they miss the winch claw, and then the lights keep evasive dashing around the place. And now the cash out is going to get stolen. Yeah, I think there was just one team there. I think they just started stealing the cash out. Maybe I was a little bit hasty there trying to get down and stop it. We still had lots of time. But they are going to respawn, and we are going to have some time to go back to one of them. I don't know what we're going to be able to do, but I guess we're going to find out. It'd be nice to get this cash out. If you get this cash out, it means you don't have to, like in some situations, you don't have to get the next one, really. I just mark cash out D again because it's closer. So we're going to head to that. I'm going to chuck some sonar grenades and see who's around. I see someone hiding there. I missed the bow shot. I throw another sonar grenade, and I'm going to try and hit them a couple times here. Hit them once, hit them twice, and then melee is your friend for finishing people off with a bow, or just like a fast shot. I think about stealing the cash out here, and then I realize I don't have time, so I just grab my teammate's totem instead, and we're going to have to try and get the next and final cash out of this game. So I'm going to res them, and we're probably just going to head to the next objective. So a teammate here is trying to put the vault into the cash out for the most part. They grab our teammate's totem, and then they grab the vault. We're dead here. We've opened vault 6. We need to put vault 6 into this cash out if you want to win. Teammate's very low. I coin as soon as I can, because even if they die here, I'm still going to have 30 seconds to pick up this vault and put it into the cash out. I know they're getting chased, so I'm going to go kind of look behind them to see where the enemies are, because they need to put that cash out in. We missed shot number 1, I missed shot number 2, I missed shot number 3, and I hit shot number 4, and that's how the bow does B sometimes. They throw some goo at me, and I really should have hit this shot. They're so obviously in the corner, and I was like being aware of someone else that shot me a second ago instead of them. That was just an absolutely awful play by me, but teammate was able to get the vault into the cash out, so now we are going to have a shot at winning this game still. We've got 14,000 cash, so if we get this cash out, we are going to be in first place. So we will win if we get this cash out. Sometimes that isn't the case if everyone... like if two teams both get 2 cash outs earlier on in the match, sometimes if you get the last cash out, you still won't win. You'll have to try and team wipe a team or something. So do be aware of that. But if we get this cash out, we are just going to win. And this is a situation where there's only 1 cash out in, and there's not really a whole lot you're going to be able to do about the third partying. So the best thing to do is try and kill teams quickly, or kind of let them fight it out a bit, or just play defensively, rather. So you'll see here, I'm not at the front line standing right by the cash out waiting to shoot anyone that shows up. I'm just kind of playing a little bit far away, popping sonar grenades where I can, destroying that heavy's dome shield, throwing a pyro grenade at the cash out to try and delay them a little bit, just doing everything I can to try and stay a little bit far away. I shoot this person a little bit here, and then I'm like, oh wait, why am I shooting this person? I should be defending the cash out. But now there's 6 seconds left, and you can't steal the cash out under 6 seconds. And we just qualify, and now we're going to go on to the next round. So now it's the final round, and we're just going to the first vault. I'm pretty aware that someone's probably going to be around here, so again, I pop a sonar grenade. Sonar grenades are really useful for the light. I still have them on because I just wanted to try them after they were nerfed, and they are still solid. Their range is still pretty big, and they're just quite useful for knowing where enemies are. I just like them because it's really hard to hit shots with a bow sometimes, and if you know where someone's going to pop out from, then hitting that shot's going to be a little bit easier. So I think pairing them with the bow is pretty good. I was around this corner, but because the way the game works, because everything is server side, I got shot and I died. But I was trying to put the vault into the cash out, and I am going to get rezzed. No, we're going to get team wiped. So enemies are going to put that into a cash out, and then we are going to go fight at said objective, which would be right around here. So we can see that they're on a moving platform. There's lots of goo on it. I'm trying to mark an enemy. I'm going to miss so many shots on that person, so just ignore that. If you didn't know, by the way, losing at this game mode doesn't make you go down points or anything, so that's why I'm using like a very non-meta loadout. If you want to know the proper loadout for this, like medium and heavy is still definitely the meta. Like Dome Shield, Barricade, RPG, Flamethrower, Charge and Slam, along with mediums, Defibrillator and Zipline or Jump Pads and Healing Beam. That's still the absolute meta. You're going to want 2 mediums and a heavy, or 2 heavies and a medium, and you're going to be good to go. I'm just playing light because the bow is very fun. So I tried throwing some pyro grenade at that goo while that enemy was there. I tried shooting them with the bow. I just die, and now I am dead. And my teammate revives me. I think there's only 2 people alive on the enemy team as well. I'm probably going to open up the scoreboard in a second. I throw a sonar grenade so I get to see who's around. A little bit lucky that they threw the pyro grenade at the same time, as that kind of synced up nicely. Teammate does die, and now that I'm the only one left, so I've got to be a little bit careful of what I'm doing. You don't want to get wiped here, because you're really not going to have much time to get back to the objective. Someone's stealing, so I thought I'd have a shot at, like, headshotting them. Teammate just coined, so now I'm not alone anymore. It means I don't really have to worry about dying. I don't know how many people are left right now. I feel like we did pretty well, though. So I'm kind of trusting my teammate to 1v1 while I rest my teammate. So even if they lose the 1v1, when I come, it's going to be a 2v1. So we're definitely going to win that, and we would have still had a little bit of time to get the cash out. So I didn't really do a whole lot in that fight. I just kind of made sure I didn't die when I didn't need to, and I made sure to res a teammate at a kind of critical moment, which ended up, like, I didn't actually need to do that because a teammate wiped the enemy team, but that was also, like, the kind of safe play that I did there. So I didn't really do a whole lot in that fight, but it's not like I completely sucked either. So we got the first cash out, and now we're going to go on to the second. So we popped the vault into cash out C. I'm popping some sonar grenades. Teammates are very far away. I kind of did the thing where I just grabbed the vault and put it into the cash out. I like getting the game started. So teammates are still kind of fighting over there, and one enemy comes over here as well. They try and push the cash out a little bit. I try and throw a pyro grenade by the stairway, and then throw another sonar grenade to see if he has any friends coming. They use the dematerializer, but they opened up 2 holes and only closed 1, because it only has 3 uses, so they weren't able to close the last one. So I'm able to just get that pick. I see someone above. I get a kind of pretty good shot on that enemy. I try and melee them to finish them off, but I didn't need to because my teammate gets the assist. I'm just going to make that pyro barrel start going so that if someone kills all 3 of us and tries to get the cash out, it's just going to delay them a little bit, but the enemies have now been wiped, and I'm going to skip to what I think is going to be the final fight. So I'm just shooting this gas barrel at the cash out so that there is something on it that damages the enemies. Teammate gets a very nice sonar grenade, so I know where all 3 of the enemies are. I get this medium really low, so I'm obviously just going to finish them off, which I do. That's one person out the way. I throw a sonar grenade so I can know if someone's going to try and res. Only one person is marked. I'm able to get a nice shot on them, and they are finished as well. The bow is very satisfying when you hit the shots. And now we're just going to win. So obviously I can't say much about third partying in the final round because there's only 2 teams. So if I did, it wouldn't make much sense. But yeah, that's, you know, I think I kind of just talked enough about some things that you can do pretty consistently in a lot of games that can help prevent third partying. And you'll see we don't actually get third partied so much. The other teams do at some points, but I don't think we get so much third partying happened to us. That was a weird sentence. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be it for this video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Farewell.